Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Johannesburg School of Mask and Movement Theaters Live. We're just waiting for a couple of people to log in. Instagram is telling our followers, hey, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Johannesburg School of Mask and Movement Theaters Instagram, and welcome to Noxi Interviews episode 3, a segment that we've put together to give you an opportunity to ask questions about the workshops and offerings that we've put together for the 2022 workshop series. I am your hostess with the mostess, Noxi Mabuza, and welcome and thank you for being here. Today we're going to be speaking to Daniel Buckland. Hi Dan, who's already on the live with us, and we're going to be chatting about the Finding the Funny workshop, which is going to be taking place, get your pens and papers out, on the 10th and the 11th of September 2022. So without further ado, let me invite Dan to the live and get things rolling. Thank you again for joining us. We are so excited to see all these familiar faces and new faces. And let's get chatting. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Invite has been sent. So again, there we go. The man of the hour arrived. Hi, Dan.
Hey, Noxi, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. And you?
Good, yeah. Had a birthday yesterday, so feel a little bit older, but a lot wiser, and ready to dive in.
Good. Happy belated birthday from us here at JMAM and everyone else watching. And congratulations on being older and wiser. We look forward to sharing these gems of knowledge with you in the future.
No pressure.
No pressure. But also at the Finding the Funny workshop. So I think to start, could you let us know a little bit about yourself and your role in JMAM for people who might not be familiar with you, and who haven't been to the workshops that have happened in the past? Why?
It's a good question. So as a brief introduction to who I am and my role in JMAM, I'm a physical theater artist and director and theater maker. My training was at Rhodes University, so a lot of physical performance and devised performance and performance that's really centered around the body as a source and play and choral work as a way of generating material, rather than the kind of more traditional way of like a script being handed down and everyone filling in their roles. I'm kind of simplifying that form, but this is a more kind of performer creator centered way of making work. So that was my training, and then in my professional career, was lucky to work with some amazing people. Most of them in this company with me, and then got to tour with some fun shows around the world with the circus. So yeah, stayed in line for the most part with a kind of a body-centered, physical, and often physical clowning, physical comic style of performance, which I enjoy most.
Yeah.
And my role in JMAM, I was very lucky to be friends with all three of the originating members. Roberta Pombo, who is a master when it comes to this stuff, who was took a big chunk of time out to train with the brilliant Giovanni Fussetti, who's really one of the top pedagogues, teachers of this style of work, that really pushes from the Lecoq strain. Jacques Lecoq is one of the fathers of devised performance and physical-centered performance. And Kyla Davis, the very brilliant Kyla Davis, who is one of those people I've been lucky to make work with, and I'm lucky to be in the school with her. And Mlindeli Zondi, the same, who's also a very beautiful physical performer. And yeah, and I found myself in this very golden position of being in amongst all these amazing people in this school.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. It's a pleasure to meet you, to see you, and thanks for being here again. So you are going to be facilitating one of our latest offerings on the 10th and 11th of September, the Finding the Funny workshop. Would you mind giving us a little bit of detail about the workshop and what people can be looking forward to engaging with and doing in the workshop?
Yes, yeah. No, I'm first of all very excited about the workshop, and it's quite it's a title, Finding the Funny. I mean, it's a challenging title as well, because funniness is notoriously hard to find when you are searching for it hard. You know, we all know that trap of trying to be funny often makes you unfunny. So this is what we're interested in doing, is finding interesting and subversive ways of accessing funniness without trying to deconstruct it, without getting too academic about it. I mean, I think with funniness, there's always a focus, or always an awareness of technical things like rhythm and presentation and subversion and setup and all that kind of stuff, and that's important. And it's going to be one of the facets of the workshop, is breaking things down. But what this is not, I suppose, is a stand-up comic workshop, or a how to work with text and make it funny, or it's not a deconstruction of funniness in terms of how to tell a good joke. That's a skill set that I think belongs in a different place, and probably facilitated by a good stand-up comic, which I am not. What this is, I suppose, is opening up the world of funniness and opening up the kind of creative process around comedy and physicality, which looks in two directions. I think one is finding funny when you're not looking for it. Is finding funny when you're finding joy in performance, and joy in relationships, and joy in physicality. And I think that's one of the big thrusts, is happening upon funny, making yourself available to comedy through games and play. And so that your focus isn't trying to deliver the perfect punchline at the right time, but the punchline delivers you to the audience in a way that we find comedy from truth, with not a capital T, with small t, truth, something that feels honest and real in the moment, and that's like an honest gut reaction that opens up the world to like extraordinarily awkward or fun or physical comedy. So that's the one thrust, is setting up tools and structures where funniness can kind of seep in or blossom or grow. And how to, once you've found a game that kind of fosters a bit of funniness, how to like protect the funniness, how to help it grow, and yeah, how to make it blossom. And then the second thrust is really about your comic fingerprint. Is that the comedy is not a universal thing, you know. Some people will find some things funny and some people won't, and jokes have a kind of situational awareness. Comedy has a situational awareness. So it's really about finding what your subjective relationship is with your body and with comedy and with physical comedy. and where you sit with that. What is funny for you? What's funny with your body? What's funny with your history? How to lean into that, and not look for the golden like rainbow of comedy that everyone is clutching after, but rather find that like honesty and reality and vulnerability that makes you unique and funny and weird and extraordinary. So yeah, that's both of those things I'm really excited about. Games, theater games. There's a famous quote from John Wright where he says, often in theater we play games and we we do icebreakers, which are really fun, and everyone's in the room having fun. And then he goes, and the director goes, okay, good, that was fun. Everyone's like shaking off the cobwebs. Now let's pick up our scripts and have a read through. And John Wright famously says, like, I don't see the need for that. Let's keep playing games. Yes, you can pick up your script, or not pick up your script and start making material, whatever your process is, but we can keep playing games and keep the excitement and the creativity and the risk and the play alive within the rehearsal room. So that's always been a passion. I'm very excited about that. And then, yeah, the comic fingerprint of your awkward, beautiful self being funny to yourself, and the more funny you are to yourself, I think the more funny you are to a wider audience.
Mm-hmm. And I think, well, first of all, to everyone who's joined, thank you for joining us. We are chatting to Daniel Buckland about the Finding the Funny workshop, which is going to be happening from the 10th to the 11th of September. And Dan, you touched on it just a little bit there, speaking about directors and speaking about rehearsal rooms and rehearsal spaces. But who would you say this workshop is directed towards? Who is it for? Yeah, who are the who we're chatting to, who are going to find the funny with us on the 10th and the 11th?
It's a good question. I think Well-Worn Theatre just commented that they wanted to find the golden rainbow of funniness. And for anyone who seeks to chase the golden rainbow of funniness, or the little pot of giggles at the end of it, it's for those people who are interested in live performance as a starting point. In live performance, in all performance, I suppose physical comedy is not just a stage thing, it's also a film and television thing. But it's really about those people who are looking to engage, find content and find comedy through the body and through physicality, rather than through the written word or through generating the written word. This stuff can also interact with text, and so it's for, I think, primarily professional performers, or people who want to be professional performers, those who want to explore a kind of different side of themselves, the idea of play, who want to kind of stretch the form a little bit and discover where their funny bones lie.
So if you're looking to find your funny bone, come through to UG Arts Center on the 10th and 11th of September. We're going to be having a good time. And so, speaking of the details, Dan, could you take us through the finer details in terms of date, in terms of time, if we have it, and cost of the workshops?
Yes, most certainly. So as you mentioned, 10th and 11th of September, so under a month to dive in. And it's going to be at UJ, at the Art Center, and we've got a beautiful space there. It's private, but there's lots of air and lots of beautiful floor space, and thank you for UJ for making that available to us. And so it's at UJ, 10th and 11th of September. The cost is 600 Rand for the 2 days. It's a full day on Saturday and then a half day on Sunday. And 400 Rand for students. So a discount for students, and I think it's also quite useful for students to augment with whatever studies you're doing at the moment, be it writing, live performance, film, television, whatever the thing is. I think the workshop hopefully will speak to multiple different forms. There are bursaries available. And I encourage you to, if you're interested in getting a bursary, please email jhbmaskandmovement@gmail.com. If you're confused about the writing of that out, just jump on our Instagram, and it's there and attached, and send us an email, and we'll send out more details about exact times and starting times and directions to get to the venue closer to the time. Are there any other details that I'm missing, no?
I think that's all of them. I think that's everything. So if you'd like to make your booking, hit us up on JHB, maskingmovement at gmail.com. Otherwise, like Dan mentioned, shoot us a DM on Instagram. We're also on Facebook, and we can make the booking happen. There are bursary positions and places available, subsidized places also are available.